All right guys, now that we've got the whole system set up, we're gonna just do, kind of final check walkthrough, some things to look out for, some things to do first time out, and also just ways to disassemble it as well. So first, one of the last things I want to show you guys is we got a little cable tie down. So once you got the whole system actually up and going and the turning good side to side, you see the cable is kind of wagging in the back a little bit. So we've got this little tie down here. So we can just go ahead and slide this into the track. Kind of the last thing I like to do once you get it all set up, then we can secure the cable. So you can shoot for one of the areas that it's got a gap underneath the track. I find that right behind the seat, kind of that first groove tends to be a really good one. So we'll go ahead and tighten that with the ring facing this way, and then we'll go ahead and just loop this bungee underneath the track. Go ahead and grab your cable, loop it up and over the cable, back around the ring, and that's going to hold it in a nice good place right there. Keep it from making too much noise or flopping around on your deck. So just a couple things I want to walk over, before your initial use. Just always first make sure everything's tightened down, secured properly. A couple things to watch out for, or things you may want to deal with when you're out on the water. First is going to be positioning, basically your seat positioning. That's going to be, the main thing that's going to, allow you to be comfortable, be able to sustain, being able to do this all day. So really figure out, depending on your height, the length of your legs, really play with the adjustments of your seat, heights and distances. And then always just keep an eye out. If you hear anything weird or anything, going on, don't hesitate to contact or ask us. And just always make sure, if you're going to be in rivers and stuff like that, you really want to make sure if you're going to be in shallow waters, you really want to make sure you keep this disengaged, because, we want to make sure that this thing is freely to swing. We don't want to damage any parts while you're out in the shallow water. So definitely practice with the disengage part, practice with the retract up and down. That way there's no surprises when you get out on the water. Lastly, there's a little bit of maintenance that is due on this. Every few times you're out, or once a month, or kind of just depends on how much you use it. This inner cable will need to be greased at some point. So when I showed you how to put it together, you can just go ahead and disconnect it, actually pull the cable all the way out. Try to find a eco-friendly, a food safe grease is really good idea for these. Just make sure it keeps it smooth and lubed, and then just kind of follow the same process, putting the cable back in, but generally you won't have to do that often. And like I said, again, just make sure everything's working properly before you get out on the water. Make sure you get it out there, test it out thoroughly, work out all the kinks before you get out to a fishing tournament, or you got your boat fully loaded with a bunch of gear and something fails on you out there. I would suggest take a paddle out with you the first couple times. Worst case scenario, if something does fail, you can get back to shore safely. So hopefully some of these tips and suggestions will help you out on your first initial test ride.